Yo, what's up, everybody? It's Superfly Fat Guy 859 coming at you yet again, and this is my official review of the Wilder Forge Drop Point Necker. And I guess if you want the short end of it, I absolutely love this knife. So basically, here's what happened. It's a wonderful knife. Did a review, or maybe it was just an introduction to the knife. Man, I would say 5 months ago, maybe, and somewhere around there. And I had been wanting to try a fixed blade for EDC, and when I saw his video, I was like, dude, that is the perfect size knife that I want to try. And then when he told me the price, I could not believe it. I was like, you have got to be shitting me. Like, that is a great price for exactly what I want. So, what I'm going to do in this review, I'm going to tell you about the knife, and then I'm going to tell you how to order. Okay? So, right away, you're going to get, you don't get this ball chain. I bought this and put it on there because I tried it out as a neck knife, and I'll talk about that in here in a minute. So when you get it, you get a Kydex sheath, which you can see I kind of beat up, and I'll talk more about that as well. And you get the blade. Now, let's go ahead and get the sheath out of the way, and I'll bring in a handy-dandy ruler here, and I will show you the measurements. And I hope you guys can see this because half of my screen is blocked for this camera to be shown the way it's at, the angle that it's at. So you have 6 1/4 inches overall, and I think you can see that, but I'm not sure. Sorry, guys. 6 1/4 inches overall. You have a 3-inch blade, but usable edge you have about 2 3/4 inches. Okay, and then weight with this and the Kydex sheath. I don't have an exact weight because I don't have a scale, but I can tell you one thing. I took the Paramilitary 2, which I believe is 3.8 ounces or something like that. I think that's what it is. And holding them side by side, man, there is not much of a difference. I would venture to say right around maybe between 4 and 4.5 ounces, maybe. And that's pretty good. I mean, for a fixed blade, you're getting a fixed blade then at that weight. And I mean, it's so minute that I really can't tell a difference in between this blade and the Kydex sheath and the Paramilitary 2. So, I mean, that says a lot. And now you don't get the substantial knife that you get from the Paramilitary 2. And I'll just go ahead and show you that there. And it always looks funny in videos, but I can assure you that those two tips are at the same spot. So you can see, I mean, it's a small package. It's a very small package of a knife, but that's exactly what I was looking for. Okay, I was looking for a nice sheath that I could put in my pocket. And that's what this is. This is a like a taco style sheath, but it's instead of being flipped over this, sideways, it's flipped. It's a taco this way instead of a taco this way, if that makes any sense. And as you can see, it comes with a little drainage hole there at the bottom of the sheath. The marks that you see on here, I had some Strike Anywhere matches, and I was like, that would be cool, if in a shit hits the fan situation, I have this in my pocket, that's all I have, and I have some Strike Anywhere matches. I wonder if it'll work. And sure as hell, I struck it right off of there, and it worked just fine on a Kydex sheath. So if you have any Strike Anywhere matches, they'll work fine on a Kydex sheath. So this thing here, okay, I just want to go ahead and start off by showing you how it fits in my hand. Okay, it almost, I mean, it fits my hand perfectly, but as Buck Fan 10 likes to say, I have little sissy girly hands, so whatever. I have large, extra large palms, and I have medium fingers. So if that is any way, shape, or form the way your hands are, this knife will fit perfect in your hand. And it's basically a 3.5 to 4 finger grip. I mean, I don't get much in the way of, the end there, but that's all right. It fits my hand perfectly, and just about any configuration you can think of. I don't know why you would want this one in reverse, but you can, and you get just a little bit here on the pommel to kind of rest your thumb in a reverse grip, and just about in any way. Yeah. So anyway, this is a 52-100 steel, and from what I've understood, this is not stainless steel like I thought it was. But then again, that's not something that came from Jason Wilder, is the guy, the maker's name, and he does put his maker's mark on the blades themselves. Come on now. I hate when this camera does this to me. Come on. We'll get it closer. You've got to be kidding me. It didn't do this just a second ago. There we go. Wilder. And he pretty much, you order it the way you want it. And the very bottom dollar is $60, $5 plus $5 shipping. So $65 shipped. That's yours. Now the price could have changed since I got mine, but I don't think it has. The one thing I also like is the spine of the blade is a perfect 90 degree, and I don't know if you can see my finger, but it's leaving a nice trail going down my finger, and that's because there is a very nice edge on the back of that. It will take a spark from a ferro rod easily, or give a spark, I guess. Hair popping sharp. Extremely sharp. It probably won't shave hair anymore. Very, very minute hairs off my arm, but it would the day I got it. But I've used this thing extensively. I carried it a few days in the pocket. I carried it several days around the neck. The first day that I carried it around the neck, I found that people found it kind of, what is the word I'm trying? They were uncomfortable with the fact that I had a knife hanging around my neck. So then I started tucking it inside my shirt. But the first night, there was even a girl, I think I went to Taco Bell, and I went through the drive-thru, and the lady was like, is that a knife around your neck? And I was like, yeah. And then like she looked at me weird as shit the rest of the time that I was sitting there waiting on my food. So yeah. But I've carried it several times, numerous times, and I've used it an absolute ton. I've processed everything you can think of. I processed several food items with this: fruit, vegetables, meat. I cut a steak with it. I cut meatloaf with it. I cut chicken breast with it. I've cut the kielbasa sausage with it. I've cut all kinds of stuff. I've cut, I tried some bread ties just to see if it would cut it. That little thin metal wire in there, cut through it like a dream. I've cut paper. I've cut paracord. I mean, I've cut all kinds of stuff, and it is still screaming sharp. His grinds that he does on these are phenomenal, I think. Let's see if I can kind of, I don't know, maybe get my damn camera to actually focus on something. That'd be fantastic. Yeah, buddy. I got a stonewash on it. I don't know if you can tell because my damn camera doesn't like me for some reason. But I do have a heavy stonewash on it. That's what I asked him to do. That's one of the options. So I guess what we'll do is we'll go ahead and get into how you order. What I did is I went to Facebook, okay, and I checked out his Facebook page, and he has, and of course I put a link down below, and he has some pictures of what he's done, okay, on his Facebook page. And then there's an order form, that you can go and get like your options and stuff like that on Blade Forums, and I'll put a link down below for that as well. So if you're on Blade Forums, you can check him out. Even if you don't have a Blade Forums account, you can go to this page just to see all of the options that he has. And then you can go above and beyond. You can get jimping put on it. You can get a different kind of you can get a bunch of different kinds of finishes on it. You can get different grinds. You can get different liners, different handle material. There's a drop point necker. There's like several different designs that he does, all in the same general size and price range. And he gives you a bunch of different options. And a lot of it is a little bit more expensive. You know, if you want, you can get a higher end, or I say higher end, but you can get like a better quality handle material, but it'll cost you like another $10. Or you can get a different kind of sheath, but it'll cost you X amount of dollars. So I mean, you can make this. You probably double this in price, and you know all the options that he has. But to me, bare bones is phenomenal. This, I mean, I got toxic green liners and Jade G10 handle scales, and here's the spine, and then here's the butt of the knife. There's the scale, and I mean the scale looks phenomenal in my opinion. There's that stone wash, and then there's also some patina on there from cutting stuff like celery, and it's, even though you wipe off all the water, it still kind of has a moisture film on there, and it kind of leaves a film on the blade. But I actually like that. I think it kind of adds character to the blade. This is a user for me, so I don't mind to mar it up in any way, shape, or form. I mean, I don't abuse knives. I don't chop staples in half and shit like that and try to stab through pennies and stuff. I don't do all that. I just practically use my knives. Like, it's just a practical use tool for me. I don't go out of my way to abuse knives in any way, shape, or form. So I don't mind if it's got a little patina on it or maybe a smudge or two. That's just fine to me. It doesn't matter. So overall, guys, I highly recommend this knife, and I highly recommend Jason Wilder. He was a dream to work with. And actually, I tell you what, I'll go ahead and just finish this off with a face shot, if you will. He was an absolute dream to work with. When I first saw It's a Wonder, my arm's itching from where I was trying to shave hair off. When I first saw It's a Wonderful Knives video, I immediately went to Facebook and I immediately messaged Jason. And he got back to me, I think like the next day, because I'm fairly certain it was pretty late in the night when I saw the video. He got to me the next day, and he literally, I bet we had messages back and forth for probably a few days before I was just, you know what, let's go ahead and do it, And I told him exactly what I wanted, and everything that I said that I wanted, he did. Just a couple of things, I saw some things in his other pictures of other knives, and I was like, hey, can I tweak mine a little bit from that to do this or that or whatever? And he did it perfectly. For instance, the rounding off of the handle scales. There was one knife that I saw in a picture that it was kind of blocky looking, but I mean, it didn't look bad, is what I'm saying. I don't want to talk down at all, because to be honest with you, there's not one negative point that I can think of dealing with him or this knife. I don't have one complaint at all. But anyway, I saw it was kind of blocky looking, and I was like, hey man, do you think we can have, and I saw another knife that I really liked the way the handle shape was, and I was like, can I have, this knife with this, not molding, but like this shape of handle, can I have this with this and this? Like, I'm really particular when I have something made like that, and sometimes I can be a bitch to work with, honestly, because I am picky. Like I don't like to settle for anything, and I didn't at all. And if there's one thing I can say is he definitely gets as many thumbs up as I can give him on this. I absolutely love this blade, man. I love it. Absolutely love it. So, but yeah, he was a dream to work with, and actually, I bet we sent between 50 and 100 messages back to each other, and he took his time to really deal with me, and I thought that was amazing. And overall, just thank you, Jason. Like, you rock, dude. Everybody go check him out. If you're interested at all, hit him up on Facebook, or if you have a Blade Forums account, go check him out on the Blade Forums. Even if you don't have the account, you can go check out the order form, like I said, and he'll have all the information you need to know about ordering a knife. He does his knives in batches. I will tell. Okay, I guess if I had a negative, this would be it. He does his knives in batches, which means he does, like, I don't know the exact number, but I'm guessing like 50, 75, something like that, knives all at once. And it does take a little bit of time to get done. I think it took about 2 months for me to get this knife, which, hey, I imagine the guy's got a regular day job, or I'm sure he's got a family. I'm sure he's got a life somewhere, so he can't do knives 24/7, guys. He's got to sleep. He's got a family, I'm sure. I'm sure he's got a day job somewhere. So, I mean, I get it. It takes a while. And even I got kind of antsy, like, damn it, I want my knife. Like, but you just got to be patient, man. And I'm telling you, when you finally get it, you will be very, very, very pleased, and you will not regret ordering from Jason Wilder. So, everybody go check him out. Tell him Superfly sent you, and you will have a fantastic EDC blade on your hands. Thank you, Jason. Everybody, take her easy.